My name is Bruce Boyd. I was raised in a family that supported Christian values. However, God, Jesus, and the church were not at the center of my life as I was growing up. I have always believed in God and considered myself a Christian. I attempted to do the right things and wanted to be considered a good person. As an adult, I have always been a church member. I desired to behave in a way that was both expected and accepted by others. As a self-proclaimed Christian, I participated in church activities out of a sense of obligation and not out of a desire to bring honor and glory to God. My motivations were misplaced. I felt I was supporting God's mission through the church when I reached into my wallet during worship and put $5 or $10 into the offering plate. My journey of spiritual transformation began when I realized that I could not achieve success through my own efforts, which gave way to an understanding that to achieve significance, I needed to surrender to God and be obedient to Jesus' teachings. As I began to submit to Jesus and develop a closer relationship with Him, I started to dive more into the Word. Psalm 24 states, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." My responsibility is to be a good steward of the resources God has provided. 1 Timothy 6 says, "Command those who are rich in the present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment." Verse 18 says, "Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up treasures for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life." In the end, I am accountable for how I manage God's resources. When my wife and I made the decision to tithe to our church, God began to bless our family in ways we never thought possible. We experienced contentment, joy, and peace, all through God's grace and forgiveness. I now realize that my generosity with God's resources is a direct reflection of my spiritual maturity. I strongly believe there is a fundamental connection between my spiritual life and my stewardship of God's resources. We may want to separate our faith and finances, but God sees them as inseparable. My transformation continues today as I share the gifts, talents, and resources God has entrusted to me.